welcome everyone to the Life Reawakened Show. Happy February. Wow, February 3rd. I can't believe it. We are here with Clardy. Hello, Clardy. Say hello.
Hi, everybody.
Great to have Clardy here today. We have a pretty exciting call today. We're really talking about the superhuman you and really what does that mean? What does that look like? And why this year in particular, it's really time to step into that. And Clardy's going to show us how we do that and give us the support we need. So I'm really excited to dive into this topic today. So it'll be a lot of fun. So let me give a few shout outs here. So I see Sandra from Chicago. Hello. I see Kirsten from Miami. Hello, Kirsten. Marianne, hello from Greece. Annette, hello from Massachusetts. How you doing up there in Massachusetts, Annette? We got Mona from Johannesburg. Hello, Lisa, Wisconsin. Welcome. Glad to have you guys. We got Rachel from Central New York. Bobby, hello. Nice to see you here, Bobby. Now I lost my space. You guys are coming in hot here. We got Christina from England, Pat from UK, Dawn, hello from Florida, SJ from Canada, Sandy, hello from the UK, Monica, San Diego, Karen, New York. Hello, hello, everyone. I see you all. So happy to have you all here. Clardy will be talking to you guys one-on-one later in the call. So I do see hands raised. So if you want to hit the react button or the more button. I think it depends on what platform you're using to watch this and which one you use, but you can get in line and raise your hand that way. Before we get started, some of you might be new to Clardy, so let me just introduce her to you. Creator of the frequency formula, source field activation, and quantum manifestation, is a blockbuster paradigm shifter and internationally acclaimed master healer and medical intuitive. According to international physicists who have studied her work, she has a unique ability to access and transmit powerful transdimensional energies that can create permanent shifts at the level of the DNA. Clardy's unique natural talents were foreshadowed at birth when she was born with a veil, considered by many cultures to be a sacred omen of special gifts and abilities. A gifted empath who has always been able to see physical energy fields, she's considered to be one of today's most gifted master healers. An avid student of ancient wisdom, quantum physics, biohacking, and the mind-body connection, Clardy is a master at block busting. She expertly delivers laser-like insights and cutting-edge transformational tools while simultaneously working with transdimensional energy frequencies to facilitate the spontaneous release of physical and emotional blocks. Prior to her current focus of helping to facilitate planetary transformation, Clardy was the CEO of a multi-million-dollar bi-coastal entertainment corporation and acted as a writer, director, and creative consultant to companies such as Walt Disney, Imagineering, NBC Television, and Disney Cruise Line. Clardy created a multi-million-dollar real estate portfolio, was director, producer of an award-winning environmental documentary, and writer, director of direct response television projects, which grossed over $1 billion in sales. Her work has been featured in many publications such as the Los Angeles Times and USA Today and on Entertainment Tonight and MTV. And so today we are talking about awakening the superhuman you and really why 2025 depends on it. So why it is so important this year. So officially, Clardy, welcome to the call today.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I think we have a lot of important stuff to talk about, don't we?
We definitely do. We definitely do. And I think that I would like to start off with superhuman. What exactly that does that make? Is it like Superman? Like what does that mean in your eyes?
It is like Superman or Wonder Woman or whatever you want to say. But what we're really going for is to encourage everybody to step up into the greatest power of whoever they are. So it's really accessing your truth, accessing that energy that's just percolating in there, that's just waiting to be set free. Because the truth is, you already are superhuman. You truly are. And everybody tells you that. But what we want to do is really give you the opportunity to step up and start being that every day. And I think it's really important right now because a lot of stuff's going on that's trying to pull us down, distract us, and keep us in line with everything that's going on right now. But the truth is that we don't have to do that. We can be catapulted truly way beyond all that negativity and all that chaos and all that distraction, and really live up here in the high frequencies, up here in the miracle zone, where life is just beautiful and where we have compassion and we cooperate in every way. We're not into competition and all the craziness of war that's going on and all those things, that we're truly building a new way of living and building a new way of being on the entire planet.
I love that. So a couple questions popped up. I guess the first one is why? So you said we all have it inside of us, but why do we not see it? Or why do we not know that it's there? Like we get so, and I'm going to use one of your words because it's perfect
Go
for the
for it, baby.
like why do we get stuck in the caca of stuff? Like we get so stuck there that we don't see that piece.
Yeah. First of all, it is 100% true. I can see, one of my gifts is I can tell you that you're an incredibly beautiful, powerful being. And we have been taught by trauma and by all the things that have happened to us throughout our lives, and certainly by what's going on right now. It's crazy. But we get in sync with that frequency and we forget who we truly are. We're taught to keep that special divine part of us safe, to
Mm.
hide it from any kind of trauma or struggle, and keep it safe so that it'll be okay later. We'll protect it. But that's all a mirage. That's all something that we think is normal. From within our patterns, we know we have to keep ourselves safe. But the truth is, the divine light, the being within you, is just really ready to be set free and really ready to express its talents and its gifts and all those good things. And that is where you're going. That's why we're here today, really.
So a lot of us here probably know, we know that divine light's there, we know that spark's there, we know that superhuman. A lot of us might know that it's there, but we can't access it. Like, why is it the blocks? Is it like we know it's there? Like, what's going on that prevents us from accessing it? And is, to me, it feels like it's hard to do.
It's really, and you have to just experience it. And that's why my work is more experiential. I do things that people think I'm doing something else, and then we just have fun and we do a few things, and then all of a sudden they go, oh, wait a minute, I feel lighter, I feel whatever. Because the patterns are so deeply instilled and they're so protective, we have to sneak up on them. And I think that I learned that way early on, and that's what I do in just about everything I do. What you have to do, and the key to all of this, is learning and beginning to get it, who the divine you truly is, and go there, put your energy there in being that persona, being that superhuman you, instead of spending all your energy on the old story of how you are such and such, or you struggle all the time, or you never have a good relationship, or you don't have any money, or whatever it is. Instead of putting your energy there, what we do is we flip it and we place your energy on these miracles that the true divine you is ready to create right now and is capable of creating for you right now.
I love that. Okay, so a lot of things just clicked for me because you talk a lot about like your truth and knowing your truth. And so this is what that means. So it's the truth of your divine essence and who you are, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. And what happens to you when you get it is you just feel comfortable.
Uh,
You just feel like you're home. You don't feel like you're struggling. At some point, I realized I don't have to look for anything. I don't have to, there's nothing I have to go search for. There's no book I have to read, or there's no anything I have to do. I just have to be present in the moment, right? With my own divinity. And it's becoming part of the entire source field and just being present within that energy. And again, it's the miracle zone. And that's how we manifest all these really, truly beautiful things, all the abundance, all the whatever, the love, etc.
and as you're saying, peace, Bobby says, what a treasure. And it is, it's so peace. So how do you do that when we're living in a world that feels more chaotic than any of us have experienced in our lifetime, at least, right? So it's chaos. So I guess my first question is it possible, which I'm assuming it is because you live there in the miracle zone and live in that place, but is it possible? And then how is it possible? How does it happen despite all the chaos around us?
First of all, of course, it's possible. It's the way you really are supposed to live. Your essence is that's where you're going. That's what awakening is. That's what everybody calls it. That
Yeah.
moment where you let go of your stories and you're just present to be who you truly are. Yeah, of course, it's possible. But I think oddly, and I know you and I've had conversations in the past, what's going on now with these low frequencies and this craziness and distractions and blah, 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 chaos, and it's everywhere. When you're focusing in the light, when you're focusing in the higher frequencies, it's like a springboard for you. It's like you can literally catapult yourself over that caca, and it's so contrary to who you really are, and it's so contrary to the frequencies that the real you, the superhuman you, is functioning at all the time. It's just not who you are, and you get it in spades. You just get it because it feels bad. Right? It's bad or good. What feels good, what feels bad. And you're going to know that you can just, once you get it a few times, that you just like pop. When I know I'm in my caca, I just like take a little jump here and I pop myself way up into the light. And the difference, and I think we've had this conversation before, it used to be that it was right on the edge that you just move up a little bit. Now it's boom. It's this huge chasm between the two, because it's just, as you align with these higher frequencies, it just becomes so bizarre to you that you would ever align with the others.
That's so cool. So I love that illustration because it to me then it feels like there's such a difference
Yeah.
that you can see and feel the difference so strongly. Very
Yeah.
cool.
And I think it goes back to my old thing about, I teach it all the time. You're going to either manifest lessons, you're going
Yeah.
to stay stuck in your old caca. And when you choose to do that, and listen to me, write this down, it is a choice. You have control of this. You choose to stay stuck. You choose to stay in chaos. You choose to stay in distraction and struggle. So if you're able to move beyond that, if you're able to make the decision, you can stop attracting more and more lessons for yourself. Your energy is staying stuck, it's staying in the lower frequencies. And that part of you is saying, bring me more lessons, bring me more struggle, bring me more whatever, right? And when you get into the state of the miraculous, when you get into creating your true desires, and it's the same energy, basically, you're placing your energy somewhere, right? You might as well place it on the miracles rather than placing it on the struggle and the other things, because the truth is you're just as good at manifesting lessons as you are at manifesting miracles. I think
Mm.
you're going to like the miracles better.
I see both your comments and questions here, and I also know what you guys are going through. So even if your reality around you is happening to you, right? So it's like you can't get out of this cycle, whatever this cycle is, you're still, I guess it's hard, I guess for me, because I've been there, so I get it, but it's hard to not focus on the struggle when you're in the middle of the struggle. I don't know if that makes sense.
Correct. And that's the key to this.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, you just said something like, it's happening to me, and I can't do anything about it because it's happening to me. And I would just say to you, you want to be free? Let yourself not be a victim. Let yourself take charge and realize that you don't have to be here in this. You can leave this, or you can create a vision for something different. Now, we do both. We do both in this work, right? It might be you want to get out of a relationship that is abusive, or you may want a different job, you may want whatever it is, but you have to realize that the part of you that resonates with that old frequency of the upsets and the chaos and the abuse from your childhood is very similar to the abuse from your boss. I'm making this up, but whatever that is, you have to get it ultimately that there's one person that's making your choices. And unfortunately, when it's easier to be a victim, you have to look in the mirror and you have to say, okay, I can take charge of this. And I can tell you that you can. There are a lot of tough situations, but it's crazy what I do in terms of just the things that we see within days or within an hour. And it's happened to me over and over. So I just try to open your mind to the fact that you're not a victim at all, that maybe you are responsible for what you've created. I'm not saying it's a long story and it's a long discussion, but
Right.
even with the long discussion, even with the 12-week course where you
Yeah.
discuss it all the time, the bottom line is it comes back to, I'm going back into divine essence. The divine essence is there. That's who's really in charge. And when you know that, there is, and I'm just telling you, because I was experiencing this last night, there is nothing that can touch you, because nothing really means anything. I'm going off the wall here.
But that's the part, and it's, you said it before, we're either manifesting lessons or we're manifesting miracles, right? So it's, and like I see a lot of people writing in about health, pain, and all of those things. And I would imagine that regardless of what the issue is, and again, I never want to discount anything that any of you are going through. And that's definitely not this, but it's, and you correct me if I'm wrong, like a lot of us, we don't even know what is going on in our mind, that repeating.
Of course, conscious.
So it's just happening. So I guess it's becoming aware of that first. And nobody's 100% at that, but even you feel, and you're like, got to stop this. So you're aware of it and you have to bring yourself out
you
of
have
it.
to take charge in the moment. And the cool thing about this is that once you've done it a few times, you get it.
You feel it.
And you start doing it more. And then you're just there. And I can make any decision in any moment to manifest anything I want. And I had a thing happen here just a few days ago where I was with someone and they were telling me how bad they have this asthma and how they've had it all their life and it's just making them miserable. And I ended up showing them one of the frequencies, and I'm not using this to sell frequencies, I'm just using an example.
Yeah.
And she was given, she used, it was actually crystalline immunity, which works for asthma. And I knew that, but it's always, is she ready? Will she? The next time I saw her, she just said, it's unbelievable. My asthma is gone.
That's
My
amazing.
asthma's gone. And she's going, my asthma's gone.
And you've had it forever, something that you've had.
So I'm just saying that's the kind of stuff that we see. It's an example because it just happened, but there's lots of examples of this where people are able to dramatically shift things truly instantly.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but it's true.
So this is a good question because this is where I wanted to go next. Dawn asks, are current energies causing delays between difficult situations and incoming good?
Only if you allow, only if you allow. I think that, again, it's a dance. It's a dance. Your lesson here is to not let it affect you, right? To know what it is that you are desiring, know what it is that your essence, your divine self, your divine purpose, know what that is, and go there energetically, and the universe is still going to support you for that reason. So if you have to be careful giving your power away to something like, yeah, but doesn't that out there affect me? Yeah, in a way, but it affects you to where you go, am I going to get upset by this today or not? And when I go to that moment, what do you think I say to myself every frigging time?
Yeah.
What in the world were you just doing that you actually thought to ask that question? Get yourself back on track, and I'm back.
Yeah.
It feels so good. It just feels so good. I had one of those yesterday and I just went, whoa, that's what I mean by this jumping so far into the light. It's instant, and it truly, you just feel so good.
Yeah.
It's coming home is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Sandra says, I can say that working with Clardy does just that. Oh, thanks, Sandra, for sharing that. And so Jay says, as the family scapegoat, I was only allowed to be the victim. And so that's growing up, but now you have it, right? You have a choice. You are an adult, right? Like you have that
Yeah.
choice. So even with that deep-seated stuff, you're saying that you still have a choice and it's still possible to get there, to get to
Yeah,
that.
I wouldn't even use the word still, not anymore. I may have 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Now I would just say, yeah, huh, sure. Why not? Which do you prefer? Do you want to be upset? Do you want to be a victim all your life? And I'm not saying I get it. I just know there's nothing else that I know of that works. There's
Mm,
nothing else that works. You're not going to get there by going into a victim mode and understanding everything about why you're a victim and knowing, exactly why you blame this person or that person. You're going to get there. All that doesn't matter. And I know that sounds crazy. And I would have probably told myself that, right? Years ago. But now I would say it's a story. It's just a story. Do you want to live as the divine essence that's here on this planet right now? Do you want to do that? Or would you rather keep going back to that old stuff that's obviously making you miserable? If you
mhm.
decide to shift, is it going to change your life? Yeah. Are there people in your life that may not be there in the future? Yeah. But also, those same people might change. We don't know, but your life will change.
Awesome.
It will
So
transform.
why this year? Like why 2025?
Full steam ahead. And I think it's never a dull moment, really. When I get really tired and I start whatever I do, it's you can get dragged down by it. But boy, again, the contrast is so perfect. It's, do you want to go over here? And do you want to stay stuck like that? Do you want to put your energy on how you're being victimized and how all the bullies are that? Do you want to do
Mm,
that? Or would you rather go watch that sunset? Would you rather have a mango? How about some blueberries?
yeah.
Makes me hungry. All right. But whatever. You want to go meet some new people? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever it is. Do you see what I mean? I'm just saying that ultimately you will get to, it's all love, guarantee,
Yeah.
guarantee. You're going to go there and you're going to like it.
I want to shift directions just a bit because you and I have talked about this and I think it's important. We talked a little bit when you and I were talking, we were talking a little bit about like the bully energy because you brought up bully. So it brought that to me when you just said that, reminded me of that and why it feels like that energy is intensive. To me, it feels like this year we're, and pardon my language, but it's like shit or get off the pot, right? Either
100%.
you get controlled by all of this bully energy, and that could be you bullying yourself, right? Because that's part of it too, like from all that stuff that's happened and is going on in your life, to going to the place of the miracle zone, as you talk about. So let's talk a little bit about that.
It is just such a great contrast. And bullies create victims, right? So it's the whole game, the whole playtime with learning that no one can really bully you unless you let them.
Mm,
And that you have to go back to the light, go to your truth, go to your authenticity, and take an action that feels good to you, that feels legitimate and feels authentic to you. And I think, again, the whole bully thing is about losing your power to someone who is. Most bullies are very powerless, actually. They're pretty messed up people. And not being judgmental, just noticing that they have
mm,
some pretty deep wounds. And do you want to align with their deep wounds or do you want to watch a sunset?
yeah.
Do you want to be you? Do you want to follow your dreams and manifest heaven on earth for you and your family and your whatever, right?
Mm,
Or do you want to stay stuck? And I think we're tired of it. We're tired of it. I think a lot of people have put up with a lot of things. And I think it's time for everybody to step into their power and just be authentic. That's all you really have to do. And you'll be led to take action and take those actions from a space of power and clarity and peace.
yeah. And I want to bring that down to even to yourself. I've been my worst bully. The thoughts, the stuff that I have said to myself in the past, I wouldn't say to the person I hate the most. Everything to me, life always feels like a mirror, right? So whatever you're seeing out there, it always comes back down to you. So it's on this grandiose scale. How's it playing out in your personal life? And how can you, and so Jay, I know that you said something like you can't get off this wasn't your words, but can't get off the wheel of the thoughts. And so maybe start there, like whatever's affecting you in the big scheme of things, bring it down, and how's that showing up in your life, like for you personally, and especially in here. Because I think everything that Clardy's talking about is that piece. That is the most important piece.
And when you get into that spiral of getting upset about what's happening and where you're being bullied or even how you're bullying yourself, and it's so important to write that stuff down. When you hear yourself speaking those words to yourself, write them down, because they're gold mine in this work. They'll tell you exactly where those old patterns and those old belief systems are stuck. So yeah, but again, I know it sounds ridiculous, but it truly is an opportunity for really up leveling pretty quickly.
I love that. Very good. All right, we got lots of hands raised. So let's talk to callers first and get an experience. And then I know you have a process for us. We have a lot of interaction time here today with Clardy. So if you're ready, let's talk to callers. And what do you want to talk to them about? Or what do you want them to have for you, is what I should say.
Let's maybe look at them thinking about their superhuman self and what that means and what they think might be stopping them from that, or maybe go in that direction,
Yeah,
something like that.
I think that's great because I think the important is I want to up level quickly
Mhm,
in all caps. I hear you, bud.
mhm.
Totally. All right. So first up is Sandra. Sandra, you should be able to unmute.
Can you hear me?
We can, yes. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Carly. How are you?
Good to hear
Nice to
you.
see you. Nice to see you, Gretchen. We had that one-on-one session, and I so appreciated it.
Mhm.
And hopefully we can do it again. One of the questions I would like to say relative to this whole notion of stuck in the caca, and that oftentimes it's a choice we make. And the question I get asked by a few friends is, what is it in us that we keep choosing to stay stuck, the choice to stay in it, and how deeply we need to dig, and how that connects to the superhuman qualities. I have found that to be so gummed up, so hard. And particularly, I would say, in the context of being a parent, where I'm struggling with a relationship, a long relationship with a son, and that never goes away. And the role as a mother in relationship to all of this is where my choice and stuckness is. And yet it's not healthy. You say, put your focus on the miracles, okay? And then we can manage lessons or miracles. I find that contrast so hard. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, what I'm hearing you say is that that this is just the way it is, that you're a mother, it's always going to be like this. I'm hearing you say things that lead me to think that the possibility for this changing is not, you're not really quite ready yet for it to change. And I know that sounds odd, but in terms of your frequency and how you're approaching this, you're not quite there yet in terms of being able to see and feel what it's like when you actually have shifted this. The key part of all of this is understanding that there is a moment in time, there is a millisecond or two. I should find out exactly what that is. I don't know how they would ever know that, but just there's a moment in time when you go straight into your old pattern of doing whatever it is you always do in relation to your son, where you keep that pattern going. You make the choice to just do it, or you slide beyond the choice and just automatically do it. But that moment in time does exist. Okay, that does exist. So, what we want you to do is to get closer to that moment and be able to see that trigger that puts you into that, whatever it is, I'm going to call it martyr mother, even though I don't even know why I'm saying that, but that you're really not in control of this in some way. So you're giving up part of your happiness to blah, blah, blah. Again, I'm trying to place a name on a pattern, but we want to get you back. We want to get you to that moment in time where you have control, where you have already thought about what you want the real result to be or how you want this to be. And in that moment in time, you realize you don't want to go to the old pattern. You don't want to make an automatic decision about how it's going to turn out. But that in that moment, you stop, you flip it, and you go toward the actual miracle as that might happen in the future. Does that make sense? Do you understand?
I hear you. I believe I understand. And it's so freaking hard.
I'm going to possibly suggest to you that it's not hard at all. That what you're doing is your energy is it's grabbing the protection of staying the way you are, right? Instead of going to the unlimitedness of being from a space of love and light in the interactions with your son. Again, this is real tough stuff just in terms of doing this here in an instant. But I would say to you that you want to begin to interact with him from the superhuman. You want to begin to do that, and you need to do that before you do it by creating a mantra for yourself, creating an image and a vision for what that looks like so that you can become it in advance so you'll know how to flip to it when the time comes. And that's what we do. That's what we do all the time.
Yeah. I will practice that and work on that. And you and I will meet again. I trust that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Awesome. Thanks, Sandra.
You're welcome. Thank you, Gretchen.
You're welcome. Interesting how just our brains and how we control ourselves is so interesting. Really interesting. All in the word of keeping us safe, keeping ourselves safe.
Protected.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, Marianne, you are next.
Hi, Gretchen. Hi, Clardy.
Hi, Marianne.
I wasn't quite sure if I had a question. I'm fighting in more surprises and miracles. So maybe you can surprise me. But I think the question behind it is, how do I shift into opening up more to these surprises and these miracles?
One of the things that you'll want to do is you'll want to, again, and this activation is going to really help a lot of you. I think it's really going to help you get to the next level easily. But what you want to do is get past the obstacle of being from living in a miraculous place. You're stating that I'm trying to open myself to miracles. The better use of your energy is to envision yourself living the miracle that you want to manifest. Do you see the difference?
Yes.
Because when you say, I'm going to open myself, then you're already saying I'm not open.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your energy is going to, I'm not open to miracles. And you don't even realize you're doing that. You're thinking you're being open to miracles, but you're not. You're being not open to miracles. So what you want to do, again, you're staying in the chaos, distraction, struggle energy. And again, I'm placing it all in one place here. It's not really that big of a deal, but it's keeping you from what you want. So you want to see yourself enjoying that beautiful, whatever it is that you sense is something that your heart's asking for. And you want to own that moment, grab the frequency of that moment. And instead of saying, I'm opening myself to miracles, and a lot of people do these kind of affirmations. And if you do, I will say, and if you're working with me, I will say, don't do that, because you're actually anchoring yourself in the opposite of what you want. For you, we want you anchoring your energies and seeing yourself already living that miracle. That's why when we work with the workshops and stuff, we do this thing called a miracle mantra, and we create a mantra, we create a whole vision. So you have that, you have it ready to go. You have that vision, that clarity about it. And whenever you need to flip your frequency, you can flip right into that moment, into that miracle. And that's automatically going to pull your frequency into the miraculous. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Great question, Marianne. Thank you.
Yeah, really good question.
All right. So this is a great question from Diana. What if you don't, oops, lost it. What if you don't know what your purpose is? I want the feeling of coming home.
I hate to tell you this, but you do know. And I feel that everybody just has a feeling about it unless you're protecting that part of you. We do these exercises a lot. I know we're going to be talking about a workshop in a little while here at some point, but one of the things we do is we use activations to take people into the space of just already knowing it and allowing that information to come through for you. That's one of the things that we do, is just identifying, helping you using techniques, hypnosis or different techniques, to pull back the veil from the reality of your truth and allow you to really see it. But I can assure you that there's something there. And I know in private sessions, we get to it pretty quickly, usually. I know it's hard, and I know it's hard to think like you have to identify and you just don't know and you've never known and you're lost and all those things, which is what people feel like. But the truth is, you're still probably masking. You're still a little bit on autopilot about a story of some sort. So your truth just needs to come through. You just need to kind of plant that seed and allow it to tell you. Yeah.
Good question.
And one good way is to look at what you love. When you can get into a love state about something, that you can often get to it that way. That's one of the tricks.
Very good. All right. Linda is up next.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
Linda.
Hi, Gretchen. Hi, Clardy. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I guess my question is, when we're dealing with the things that are physical and trying to get out of that mode of when you're in physical pain and you are, trying to breathe through it or see past it, to surrender, part of your brain is still keeping you there. You feel that you shift a little bit if your mindset sometimes, and then it just seems so ingrained that you feel that you're tethered. You're asking the questions and feeling to yourself, what is this pain telling me? It's obviously telling me something. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to surrender, but it just sometimes, like I'm experiencing, feeling difficult to get past. And I think for the last caller who mentioned about your life's purpose and so on, I think for me as well, sometimes not being clear about what that really is, and you've answered it by telling us we do know what it is. That might just be keeping the vibes down when it should be a bit more raised. If that's a question, if you understand what I'm saying.
And what I was going to offer and suggest is that I get it. And I'm not saying I don't understand pain or any of those things. I get it. But I can tell you that what has worked for me and my clients, and can work, just like this woman doesn't have asthma today. And I actually, maybe this was for you. I woke up in the middle of the night realizing, and I used to have this pain that was bothering me. I had it for 3 years. And I just, in the middle of the night, woke up realizing, wow, that pain, it just went away. And there were times when I thought it would never go away. And then I reminded myself, what I did was I went back to What does it look like? What does it feel like when it's not there? How can you create a vision for whatever it is you can do when it doesn't exist? And that's the tough thing, because you have to be able to get to it not existing. So if you're putting a lot of energy onto what's the pain teaching me, I would ask yourself, is that really what you want to do? Do you want to continue to put a lot of energy on the pain itself? Now, that as an exercise, there's nothing wrong with that, but you need to have a very clear mantra, a clear vision for what it feels and looks like when you're free of all that. And I'm not saying it's an obstacle. I'm saying, what is it like when you're free? For me, it was like running and jumping around and doing things that I wasn't able to do when I had this pain, but I could do easily when I didn't have the pain. So I've focused my energy there. There's all kinds of examples, but do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, actually, just mentioning that, yeah, what does it feel like, yeah, when the pain isn't there?
Yeah.
And more visualize and focus on that, how great it feels when it's not there, even though it's temporary.
Right. And when you're doing that, you want to take that moment into the future to where you've already forgotten about it. And this is what we have with people who, and I've told these stories many times, and there's a bunch of them. We have people who have actual physical healings. And I know we're not doing a lot of energy healing today, but we have healings and they are healed instantly. And for me, they leave. If I'm with them personally, they leave, or they're on a call and we close down the call and I don't hear from them for a while. But they do things like, I'll say, how's your back? And they'll go, oh my God, I completely forgot I had pain in my back. And I'm talking about somebody that had it for 30 years. They don't even think of it, right? Because they're in that other mode. They're in that other paradigm. They're living in the light, and the thought of pain, their thought of a problem with their back or with their asthma or with their whatever, it doesn't even come into their awareness because they are beyond it now.
Okay,
and if you can get into that moment, if you can get there, that's what you want.
Okay, thank you.
Good question, Linda. Thank you.
Really good question.
Yeah, very good. It's such an interesting conversation because one of the things somebody had wrote in something about learning the lesson of the pain. And I thought that was interesting because I think a lot of us have been taught that, whether it's the pain, whether it's the trauma, whether it's the reoccurring, whatever it is, what is the lesson there? And we've been taught that. But now, as you're talking, I can see how you can get stuck there by that piece, by learning the lesson. So I just thought that was very interesting.
It's the same concept. Do you want to learn a lesson or do you want to have a miracle? And I'm not in any way I'm sorry, you're sick. I really am. I feel it. But I don't know anything else that works, because you will create more of what you're putting your energy on. That's just the way it works.
So I'm not sure the name of this person. It's an iPhone too, but they wrote in words to share with a 10-year-old grandson who's attempting being shoved into the scapegoat.
I apologize.
Actually, they have their hand raised, so let's just unmute. I'm not sure your name, but you are on an iPhone.
And it's difficult, just for the record, sometimes it's difficult to work with these things with an intermediary. We'll probably end up working with her or him more than the.
That's fine. You're here. Hello, iPhone. What is your name?
Hello, Gretchen. It's Patty. How are you?
Hi, Patty. Welcome. I'm good.
Just wondering, the narcissist has been revealed and is trying to shove the 10-year-old grandson into being the scapegoat. So trying to guide him away from where Jay is.
This would be very difficult for me because I would be working with the child's energy somewhat. And you're basically, I think, saying that the narcissist is victimizing the child. Is that true?
He was the golden child and has been in that dynamic. So
the narcissist was the golden child, or
he was the golden child.
Okay. Yeah. Narcissists are definitely a very special game that you play. And I say that probably sounds horrible, but you just have to really watch it because they're not typical rules. You just have to, ideally, you would create a situation where the narcissist would have less control over any and everybody.
Yes, that definitely is what we are working on.
Yeah.
Although, I guess my alarm is just, I saw Jay and I'm like, oh, I've been working on this because this has been something that's come about. And just wondering ways to prevent, stop. With the narcissist, do we just send them like a big, huge pink hose of love?
I feel, and I apologize, but in this situation, I would want to really get into this and get the details and something like that before I would really make any statements that would be more general. Just because you can, what else are you going to do? You're going to just be loving yourself and not place yourself in a victim state and separate yourself from the victim state. And then if the child is someone that you care for or that you have power over, and I don't mean power in the narcissist way, but that you would, whatever, to help that child not be a victim, see the healthy way to interact with that energy. So again, this is very tough, and this would be a private session with probably all parties if it were really going to work, just because there's so many. It's very intricate when you're working with these things. And I typically don't work with people that are here to work on someone else's issues. It's difficult to not have.
So I've been told I'm a healer, so I guess I need to stick my nose. Boy, that's tough to just stick your nose into your own business, go forward. And
I would definitely see the child as strong and powerful and standing up to anything that happens and not getting engaged in the drama and having a life that's very pure and clean and outside of this interaction, and keep the child shored up and go there. I would go there for you, but it's also a lesson for you. Probably it's something going on for you or we wouldn't be here, right?
Yes, of course.
I don't do that on a call like this because I would want to be very present with all the parties.
Awesome. I think we lost her, Patty. I don't see you there anymore.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yes. Oh, all right, Patty. Thank you for your question, though. When you hear this.
Thank you, Patty.
All
It's
right.
very interesting. That's very interesting stuff.
It definitely is.
And I send my love and my light to the child for sure, by the way. Yeah.
Very good. Awesome. All right, Lisa, you're actually up next, and I see your question there too, so you can just ask that directly.
Hi, Gretchen.
Hi, Lisa.
Hear what I put in the chat. I'm still a little emotional about this. Being the year of the snake, I heard we're shedding our skin, we're getting rid of that which no longer serves us, which no longer was for our highest good. And I've been in this job for 17 years. And I've been feeling the last 2 years to get out of it. I've been taking different classes to build my spiritual gifts. I guess at times I feel like I'm being blocked, and according to what you've been saying, I shouldn't say that I shouldn't be internalizing that I'm blocked. I should probably say I'm not blocked, but it seems like different things are getting in the way. Sometimes I feel like I'm a Reiki master. I got Reiki master certified, and I can facilitate some healing and I see some vision, but at other times I feel blocked. But then also with this job, I was reluctant to leave. And then of course I got fired. And so the decision was made for me. Bittersweet, but definitely for my best good, my highest good. I'm still just emotional. But yeah, can you talk a little bit more about maybe releasing that which no longer serves us and doors closing? And if we feel that we have blocks, what should we be telling ourselves, or what can we do to move forward?
Again, what I always say, which is, what is the miracle? Where are you going? Your energy feels very stuck and it's sitting very, I guess we're going to do some healing here. It's sitting low for you. It's sitting real low for you. And what's happening is you're staying in that frequency. So you're not yet, you knew you were going to leave, right? You already said that. You knew it wasn't right for you. And when you were thinking about that, did you have a place you wanted to go? Did you have the career that you wanted to be doing? Did you have a job that you would love in mind? Where did you take that? What I hear you doing is focusing on your blocks, focusing on, and even saying, I guess I should say, my mantra should be, I don't have any blocks. No, that's not what it should be. It should be, I love my life, or wow, this freedom is incredible and my job is amazing. So that you're not focusing your energy on how blocked you are, but you're focusing your energy on what your heart is reaching to. What is it you want to do? If you're a Reiki master and you want to work with clients, that's okay. You can do that. Is there something else you might like better? What is it in a world of unlimited possibilities? What is it that you might be gravitating toward that is something that would feel really good to you? That's what you want to do. What you're doing is you're anchoring yourself in a lower frequency, and you're sitting there and trying to figure out how you move out of that. Where I would say, yeah, that's that caca place where you're struggling and you're attracting lessons and learning lessons. And that's okay if you want that. But if you don't, and you want to move up here, you want to start living this new powerful life. And you told us from the beginning, you wanted to leave there. You wanted another job. You wanted a different life. So we know that. So there's that part of you that's wanted that for 2 years, right? It wanted it a long time. So that by not seeing that, by not acknowledging that, by not being that in a future vision, by not creating a mantra for yourself, you've kept yourself stuck. So I would say, again, and there's all kinds of ways to work through any of this, but the first step for you would be to create a mantra for something that you really love. I love my work. I love my new job. It is the best. It fits me perfectly. I'm making so much money. Gosh, it's so great being here doing this. Do you get it?
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good stuff. Thanks, Lisa. That helped a lot of people, I am sure. So thank you. It's just so interesting because it's so many things that we've learned. It's even shifting those, like things that we thought we're supposed to be doing, and like shifting those, like how those keep us in that lesson mode as well. So it's really fascinating because it is a completely different way of being.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, it's being present.
Yeah, it really is. I would like to talk about the intensive that you have coming up, the workshop intensive. So I'd like to do that. And then you have a process that you're going to take us through. So tell everybody a little bit about the process that's going to come after we talk about this.
Okay. I can pull my notes up here, or I can just pull that page up real quick. What we're doing, it is a workshop intensive that's truly an experience. It's an experience because we're working with source field activation energies and these high frequencies throughout the whole time. And it's done on a Saturday. So you get this whole several hours of this where you're allowed to step into your truth and you learn all the techniques that we've just been talking about.
Yep. So guys, I put the link. This is the workshop that we're talking about.
Yeah.
The link is lifereawakened.com/Clardy25. And that's a redirect link. It will take you to her page. So if it doesn't, let me know and I can put the full link in there. But if you want to click on that, you can definitely do that.
So what we're really doing here, it's perfect because it's everything that's coming up here is about really allowing yourself to understand how continuing to be a victim, continuing to place yourself in situations where you're just going to keep learning lessons, that it's time for you to really step up. And it truly is. The timing of this and the timing for Lisa, right, is perfect for you, really. I can give you all these ideas here, but the truth is you're primed for this. You are so ready to step up and really be who you are.
And I think, not to interrupt you, but Lisa, I think I felt it too, like stuff that's happened to me, like 2025 hit with a bang. And things that like similar kind of stuff, like things that I've wanted for 2 years, like it feels like it's all coming to the forefront. It's like I said earlier, shit or get off the pot. And so if you've been talking about it for 2 years, but if you want to push yourself, you didn't push yourself to do it. So it happened for you. So you bring up Lisa made me think of that. It's just, this is the year where we really are, our stuff's getting presented and we get that choice now to really, it's a very clear decision.
Right. And I think that's what I do with all my work, but certainly with this intensive, putting people in a situation where you're working, you're doing a workshop. Really, you'll think you're doing a workshop, but we're doing it with these frequencies. And what happens is just like what happens in life. Your shit will come up. You'll be around the grandchild, or you'll be whatever it is, you'll be thinking about the old job and you're triggered. It's going to come up for you. And that's what we do. When you say, how do you find these patterns? When you get in the light, when you get in these higher frequency states of energy, the patterns do not feel comfortable. They want to control you and keep you safe, keep you protected. So they're going to come up and you're going to know it. And we prepare you, like in this workshop, we prepare you. That's going to happen. And we make sure you have your notepad, and we tell you what to write down so that you will be able to capture some of these patterns. The whole thing is set up to not only get your divine purpose. We're going to be working with actually identifying your divine purpose, which again, I believe everybody knows it. It's something though that you have to get there, and we have a way to do that. But also to look at what it is once you get the purpose, once you get your vision of what it is you want to, how you want to step up, what it is you want to do, we help you create that vision that we've been talking about, or that mantra, or that what does it look like when we want to create this new life? What does that look like? What does my job look like? What does my relationship look like? What does my bank account look like? Whatever it is that you're working on, so that you can begin to morph into that new being without being focused all the time on, gee, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do this? I can't seem to get past this or this. We take you past it. We get you focused up here in the light, being this super being. And at that point, then if you want to go back and work on something, you can, but we find that people choose to do something else. Now, it's a lot, there's a lot of information that I could also talk about with that. We don't hide the things. We don't hide the energy that comes up for you. We release all of that. So releasing all the energy of the stuckness, we release the energy, but we don't necessarily go into the drama and figure out why every trauma is sitting right here in your gut, or it's sitting in your heart chakra, or where it's sitting. I know that. I see it when I'm doing the activations for you, but we don't need to go over that information, because just like I said, with all these clients that I work with that are healed instantly or healed after 2 sessions or whatever it is, they don't care about what used to make them sick. They don't want to talk about it. I don't talk about that pain I used to have because I don't even think about it anymore. And you won't either, because you're going to be living that new life, and it's great, and you're going to love it. Right?
I love that, because as humans, we must just be wired to figure it out, right? Figure it out where it came from, figure it out, because what you're saying, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You can see it as the facilitator or where you're working with us, but the story, the lesson, all of that is not.
We find that the less energy we put on the story, the better off we are. We can say, yes, it was, you're right, it was when you were 5 and blah, blah, blah. That's all good. But putting energy on it is not what we want. We only have so much energy every day. I would rather we put your energy on this amazing retreat you're going to create for 47 people in Bali next month, making it up.
Yeah. Good stuff. So this is a day-long event, right? Like an intensive.
Yeah, it's 3 hours. Then we do 3.5 hours. All right. Then we take a break. And then we do what's called, we create the new you. We start and end that section with 2 activations. They're kick butt activations, both of them. Then we take a break and we come back, what's called the premiere party. And you get to premiere the Superhuman You. We're on Zoom, and you walk in and you tell everyone who you are, and you describe the Superhuman. You tell about whatever your miracle is that you're creating, and you just get to embody that part. Now, we don't force you to do that, but most people enjoy doing it. So we do that. And then we do a big Q&A. You can ask me anything kind of thing.
Very good.
So it's a total of 5 hours straight, maybe a little longer, depending on how long we break.
Awesome. And it is on a Saturday, right? I'm trying to.
It is. It's on February 22nd. I love 22. I love 22's 2 days. So we're doing it on that day.
Awesome. And right now, guys, the full price. So this is valued at over $1,500. The price right now is $397, or you can do a two pay of $201. You can do either of those. I know enrollment is limited because it is an intensive, and Clardy wants to give you all as much attention as she can, who's there, if you want in. And so we're pre-launching it here with us, and then it's going to other places. So if you want in, what I'm saying is get in this week so that you can make sure to reserve your spot. There's a couple, are there some meditations in there?
Yeah. Yeah. There's the divine purpose is one of the things that we work on. And there is a meditation on that. It's also an activation because we're working with frequencies, but it's set up as a meditation. And then the activation is where we do a kickoff on the new you, and that ends the third hour of the beginning part of it. So
Awesome. And then you also get a coupon for $100 off her crystalline abundance frequency. So that's a great thing. A lot of you have used that, have been experiencing that. So you also get a coupon for that when you join.
And we're working with the frequencies of abundance in this particular event a lot. And because abundance, the foundation for just about anything you're going to want to manifest, whether it's perfect health or wealth or whatever it is, we're working from that frequency.
Very good. Love it.
Yeah.
All right.
And it does, by the way, include the replay. So if you want to come to part of it and not come to all of it, or whatever you want to do, the replay is available. You're getting it automatically, the whole thing. And you can also watch your own coaching. You can watch your own process as you're becoming the superhuman you during the premiere. You'll get to see all of that. It gives you basically everything you need.
Yeah. How many participants will you be taking?
We're really going to limit it. It's going to depend on, we have people who have done a similar course before we've upgraded it. So if we have people that are higher level, it's just going to depend, but we are going to limit it. We're going to limit it to probably not more than 20, 25 people. Again, I'm just going to look and see who's in it and what I think it's going to require in terms of energy, but it's going to be small. It's not going to be a huge workshop.
All right. Yes, the 22nd of February. So it's coming up quickly. And it's $397. So you can pay in full, or you can do a two pay of $201. Is that 30 days apart? Is that how the two pay works?
Typically, yes. I think that would be how it would be with this. Yeah.
All right. Very good. I'm having a cough attack over here. All right. If you guys have other questions, please write them in. And I know you are taking us through oh, can you meet and do this in person? Right now it is virtual. So
Yes,
this time around it is virtual. Interesting question. Good question. Oh, I like it. You have an activation you're taking us through today, right? A process?
I do.
Yay. Let's do that.
Working on this. This one is very powerful. They come in differently, and this one is really cool, I think.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Let's do that if you're ready.
Yeah. So we are doing an activation, and I'm going to get some water, and I highly recommend that you do also. I think that you'll find that a little water before and after this will be very valuable to you. We do see people get a little bit dehydrated with the level of these frequencies. I'm just trying to get beyond a little frog I have in my throat. 1 second here. I'm going to have a little cough drop sitting here just in case I need it. I hope I won't. Okay, everybody, let's get yourselves nice and comfy here. I'd like to welcome you to a journey that is beyond the ordinary. It's beyond chaos and distractions. It's beyond your typical experience of who you are, beyond limitation, and into the infinite realm of all possibilities. This activation is an invitation. It's an awakening to the highest, most divine expression of who you are. Right now, in the next few moments, you're going to be stepping into a new frequency of pure consciousness where abundance truly is limitless, where power is your natural state, and where your authentic self shines with divine purpose. This is much more than an activation. It's a transformation. It's an expansion, and it's a direct access point to the infinite intelligence and the potential within you. So as you embrace this experience, you're going to feel yourself aligning with the infinite flow of abundance and strength and superhuman awareness. When you allow yourself to access this new level of awareness, you're going to be surprised at how easy your old limitations will dissolve, how your doubts will fade, and the truth of your radiant being will emerge. Are you ready to step fully into your divine power? Just ask yourself that question. Are you ready? Are you ready to claim the abundance and the clarity and the purpose that have always been yours? So let's take a deep breath and open your heart, and let's begin. We're going to start by bringing in some elevated frequencies of peace and calm. Just allow yourself to join me in an exquisite cocoon of light that welcomes you and embraces you as the uniquely important and valued being that you are. So notice if you're holding any tension anywhere in your body, let's just release, starting at the top of your head. Just feel yourself letting go of anything you might be holding in your head, your neck and your shoulders. Just release all of that. Let it go, moving down both of your arms and out the tips of your fingers. We're going to release again from the shoulders down the spine. Just letting go of anything that might be holding. Moving down into your hips, your legs, down into your ankles, your feet. Just releasing everything from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. From the tops of your shoulders down both of your arms, just releasing and relaxing. Just letting it all go. I'd like you now to feel a beautiful white light above your head that is coming on in here and moving in to fully create this beautiful, exquisite cocoon of light. Just allow that light to come on in and begin to infuse every cell of your being. Just feel yourself in a beautiful space of peace and clarity as this absolutely wonderful light continues to come in and infuse every cell of your being, all the way down to the DNA. Just continue to let it come in as it's nurturing and nourishing every cell. Every cell of your being is lighting up here as we allow ourselves to just merge with this beautiful light. Feel every cell just sparkling with energy, feeling so clear, so peaceful, and just allowing that cocoon of light to just surround you now. And just feel yourself owning this beautiful space, feeling totally comfortable and at home as this cocoon now begins to expand. As it gets bigger and bigger, you feel so light, so clear, so beautiful. Just continue the expansion, allowing yourself to move in an unlimited way, higher and brighter, bigger and bigger, as we begin to merge now with the space that I call the frequency oasis. This is a beautiful space of light that we're going to allow you to just hang out in here. As we begin now to create a release field for anything that's here to be released. We're going to be working with anything that's stuck anywhere in your biofield. We're going to be working with any old energies, old patterns, old belief systems, anything that's here today for healing, whether you're here with us as we create the live event or whether you're here for the replay, you're here and your energies will be used for our release field. So I'm pulling all these energies in now. We're allowing that all to just come on in here to our release field. And we are pulling in a lot of energies from the collective, from the connections within your own lives that are bringing a sense of distraction or a sense of obstacles, a sense of just needing to release things. Old childhood traumas are coming in. We're bringing in a lot of things at the same time. I'm going to start by releasing just the collective energies that are not as connected and allow those to just begin to dissipate as they are now. So letting those energies go as we eliminate the collective from our healing field of light here. And we're bringing in now the individual fields that we're being asked to work with. So we are seeing a lot of energy that is stuck in the lower part of the energetic biofield for some of you. And I'm going to be clearing those first. We are removing things that are holding on a very deep level. These are power struggles. These are old patterns of childhood traumas. We're working with decisions that were made at a very young age that are no longer serving you. We're just going to go ahead and get all of that at the same time here. We're doing a little roto-rooter action here. We're just getting all this out, allowing all of that to lift, to let go of holding on, letting it know there's no need to protect any longer. And we're releasing all those energies now that we're picking up a lot of emotions attached to these, everything from sadness to anger to even as heavy as disgust and shame. Like we've got all this stuff percolating at the same time. But we're just giving it a very high frequency bath right now and allowing all that to dissipate, just letting go, releasing, and allowing it to transmute. And that's beautifully done. As we move into the solar plex area right now, we have various, also I would call them power struggles here too, just allowing these things to let go. This is something that has been used as a protection device from something that you've done for yourself to keep you safe, to keep you down, to keep you small. Just letting you know that story is going to be releasing so that you can truly acknowledge we have a lot of beautiful beings here, a lot of you who are really ready to step up into a whole new level of living your life. And we are talking superhuman. We are talking aligning with your truth and your purpose. We're talking about really being who you are in a really beautiful way. Again, this is coming up for a lot of you. We're seeing really beautiful wisdom in so many of you. In fact, I'm seeing it in most of you. Really beautiful. So there are a lot of gifts here that are being activated, a lot of really wonderful possibilities for all of you guys. Working in the heart chakra now, working with some anger energies, some energies of grief and sadness. We're just letting that beautiful protective energies actually from situations and relationships, etc. But we're just allowing that energy to dissipate and transmute itself into an energy of wisdom and gratitude. Just letting that go. Beautifully done. And we're moving now into the throat area. It looks like we're just going up here and taking all of these, okay? Allowing you to speak your truth without feeling that you can't. The freedom to really be who you are within this. We have some blockages that are causing you to step back from actually moving forward with your own truth in every way in your life. This is coming up very clearly and very cleanly, and is detaching very beautifully. So we're going to just let that go, release that, and we're going to replace that with beautiful light of true wisdom, light of deep knowledge, just a knowing of the truth of who you really are, and the embracing of that truth is coming through. Okay, we're going to be doing a straight on transmission into the area of the third eye. The amount of this transmission will be hitting each person differently, and you'll all be getting exactly the energies that you need. So we're going straight into the third eye, which is really interesting, actually. Some of it's very gentle, some of it's a little more powerful. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to be doing another general transmission here from the base of the root all the way through the crown. And that energy is going to take anything that's being left behind here, anything that still needs to be worked with. And then we're going to be doing a full transmission into the biofield. Here we go with that. Lighting up everything right now. Working with multiple things right now. Wow, working with 50 different things at the same time, which is really cool. Okay, and this is covering all kinds of physical things, all kinds of emotional issues. It's really interesting and really pervasive throughout this field. So it's quite beautifully done. Okay, that energy is coming out, and we're now just allowing that energy of the superhuman part of each of you to begin to really come through, to really surround this beautiful biofield in the most beautiful light. Really beautifully done. So as we allow our release field to dissipate now, let's focus fully on this beautiful next level version of the superhuman you, the unlimited, fully awakened new you. That part of you that already knows that you are abundance, that you are expansion, and that you truly are unstoppable. Just notice now that this beautiful energy is expanding through your heart. It's just filling your entire being with pure, radiant energy. You can feel it all over, can't you? You can feel it in your fingertips and your toes and your crown. Just every fiber of your being is illuminated and activated and limitless. Let's take a moment for you to see yourself standing in an endless field of possibilities. You're surrounded now by infinite streams of abundance, love, wealth, creativity, vitality, perfect health, and total joy. Just know that everything that you desire already exists in this moment, vibrating in complete resonance with the superhuman you. You are the master creator of your future. And the superhuman you is delighted to take charge. Just breathe this in now. Breathe in this truth. Truly embody it. And remember that you are abundance. You are the limitless force of the universe that is expressing itself in this moment as the superhuman you. Just feel the power now rising within you. Feel the confidence and the certainty, the knowing that you were never meant to play so small. You're here to expand and to thrive and to manifest miracles effortlessly. So take a deep breath with me and let's affirm within. I am infinite. I am abundant. And I am the superhuman being that I was born to be. Just begin now to feel this truth and anchor it strongly into your divine essence. Just let it settle into every cell, every thought, every action. From this moment forward, abundance will naturally, easily flow to you and through you because it's who you are. You are abundance. You are love. And you are light. And so it is. Okay, so when you're ready now, just bring your awareness back to this present moment. Let's start wiggling your fingers a little bit. Wiggle your toes. Just feel yourself grounded and activated and fully embodied in this new frequency. Take one last breath here and gently open your eyes. And when you're ready, jump on the chat and let me know how you're doing. It's really beautiful, everybody. Thank you for that.
Ooh, that was.
Mhm.
Wow. That was really powerful. Good stuff. Bobby says lovely. Yeah, good stuff. Wow. I see wows. I am that I am. Dawn says. Sandra, amazing, so gentle and calm. Mona, wow, that was magical. Thank you. Lisa, I feel beautiful. I felt everything. I love that, Lisa. SJ, lovely. Thank you. L came in late, but that was still powerful. Thanks. Pam, beautiful. Very good. I absolutely love that. So I guess my question before we end the call today is you took us to this level and now we can experience this. We can go throughout our day. And so I would imagine the intensive kind of jumps in from this point and takes us even further, is what I'm picturing.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever level you're ready for, we'll take you there. And I think that's what this is all about. We're here. That's what we do here, right? We're here to really lift the frequency across the planet. And I know each individual is so ready for this. And who knows what all of us will do in the future, right?
Yeah.
It's lifting these frequencies and these beautiful beings here. They're all so beautiful and so much wisdom and so much potential and possibility. My goodness. Yeah, I'm reading these beautiful.
Oh, Sandra, I did put the link in the chat. Here's this link again. This is a redirect, lifereawakened.com/Clardy 25. That is a redirect. This is the full link that I have, and I know it's longer than what it should be, but this is what I have now too. So that takes you directly to it. So you can check that out and see what is happening, the date, the time, all that good stuff. So yeah, Sandra, I just put the link there so you can check it out through her website. All right, beautiful. I know I'm going to go back and listen to that again a couple times while it's up this week. So I would advise you guys all to take that all in. It was really beautiful. Lots of beautifuls. And I love the messages that you were getting for our community and just the third eye. That was very cool.
Very interesting, actually.
Yeah, I guess that's not a common thing in a group.
Just getting so many things at the same time. It was so powerful to watch that and how they were all shifting. It was really cool.
Very good. And so I want to end this call by saying this because this is one of my favorite things that Clardy ever says. And I want you all to really hear this. She says, if you could all see how beautiful you are, because she sees that. And so I just think that is just such a special, powerful thing. And ever since you first said that, it resonates and sticks with me all the time. So my wish for each and every one of you is to, if there's anything that you take from this call, take that because it's such a beautiful thing. And I'm making Clardy cry over here by saying that.
And the beauty of this thing right now, I just can't get out. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, because it really is. And it's so important. And I think that is really step one to this whole learning lessons or moving to miracles is it starts there. And I'm speaking to myself very clearly here as well. So just so you all know that. But when we each see the beauty within us, then all that's there is the miracles, right? Like it takes away all of that other stuff just by that little piece and seeing that, like it just cling to that piece, stay with that piece because it's so important. Thank you, Clardy. What a beautiful call, beautiful process. Thank you for bringing this intensive to us. I just think as you said, it's such an important year and it's such a great time to really bring this all forward. So thank you for everything you do for us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah, really great.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Keep me posted how you're doing. Please go back and listen. And if this program that Clardy has speaks to you, jump in this week. So I would hate for you not to get a spot if it's something that you really are drawn to and want to be a part of. So let's all show Clardy our love and gratitude for being here with us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Really appreciate it. Oh, look at that. You guys are so
Thank
good.
you. Beautiful.
All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. And thanks again, Clardy. You're beautiful and really appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a great day.